Well, it's been brought to my attention through the posting of my last video that I've left out some very valid points. Not everyone can have the same amount of enthusiasm about goals and setting them and smashing them as me, possibly. Nonetheless, one of the things that has led me to the journey that I've gotten to right now is self-love. It's different than narcissism. Sometimes it can be construed that way. It can be construed as narcissism, but it's not the same thing. Believe me, it's not. Narcissistic people have no feelings whatsoever about anyone else. I couldn't be more of the opposite of that, but I have found that to get to where I'm at today, it's taken a lot of self-love. You have to put aside everything that is bothersome in your life, and you have to find yourself. You have to find that you are worth putting forth the effort to better yourself. Hence the whole self-love thing. You can do it for many different reasons. You just have to find the one that's most important to you. So, for some people it's health. For some people it's happiness. For others it's their children, maybe their job. Whatever it is, find it. Do it. It's never too late to start. I've known people throughout my life that have been inspirational influences to myself. In some ways, they don't even realize it, I don't think. Years ago, an ex-girlfriend of mine's dad decided that he was gonna become a bodybuilder in his 50s. That's pretty impressive. He did it. He woke up one day, decided, I'm going to start lifting weights, and he won all kinds of trophies, and he did it. Didn't matter what other people said. I'm sure he got all kinds of crap about being 50 and starting to weightlift when he'd never done it before in his life. Didn't stop him. If anything, just like I talked about in my first video, it fueled him to become better and do more and work harder to get what he needed. You have to realize that you're worth changing before you can make a change. Throughout life, different things happen to each of us that maybe make us question our self-worth, doubt that we're worth changing possibly. But I'll tell you what, from first-hand experience, I went to a dark place in my life where I was depressed. I had pretty much given up on in every aspect there was to give up on. I packed on the pounds so fast that I couldn't even tell you how I managed to do it. But I had pretty much given up. To me, I had no self-worth. I wasn't worth fighting for. Whatever happened was bound to happen, and I could make up any excuse. It was hereditary. It was because of this, it was because of that. But the truth of the matter was, it was because I'd given up. I quit caring. I didn't respect myself enough. I didn't love myself enough to realize that I was worth it. There's nothing wrong with being happy and feeling accomplished over things that you've done and sharing it with people. If people give you crap and tell you, oh, you post too many selfies, you do too much of this, then you don't need that kind of negative influence. To me, when I accomplish a goal, I want to share it with as many people as I can for a couple different reasons. One, I'm damn proud of it. I put my mind to something and I actually did it. Number two, maybe if I can get even one person to become inspired enough to get up and make a change in their life, that's worth it to me. I'm not just talking about a physical change. Sometimes people just need words of encouragement to get through the day, to make it seem like there's a purpose and a meaning behind something. Never think that you're not worth anything. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you're not worth anything. You're only worth as much as you think you're worth. If you love yourself, that's the first step in becoming a better person. I was happy when I was a big guy, for the most part. But realistically, my health would have deteriorated so fast, and I wouldn't be around to be here for my son. And he's by far my biggest inspiration in changing the things that I've changed and continue to change. I want to be here for as long as I possibly can for him. I don't care about all the other trials and tribulations I have to deal with along the way. They're just little tiny bumps in the road and the path to happiness. Negative people will always be negative people. There's always going to be someone who tries their hardest to bring you down, to make you feel like crap. Don't listen. Rise above, become better. Karma is there for a reason. You don't have to go to church every weekend to be a good person. You just have to be kind to other people as much as you possibly can. Some days it's hard, depending on the situation. And try to treat other people like you would want to be treated. And remember, this is something that I've always tried to live by. When you think that your problems are the biggest problems in the world, just think there's always someone that has it worse off than you. I don't care if you're homeless and you're missing an appendage. There's probably somebody out there that is standing on the edge of a cliff thinking about jumping because they don't think anybody cares. There's always somebody out there that has it worse off than you do. Don't be afraid to mess up. You're only human. I do it. There's times where I just say, you know what, to hell with it, and I'll go and I'll eat pizza with Leo. Everybody does it. If you don't mess up once in a while, you're not human. No one's perfect. The key is to find a goal, stay on target, don't lose focus, don't give up, don't quit, love yourself, know what you're worth. Don't let other people's negativity drag you down. If you're surrounded by negativity, get up and walk away. You don't need that. Find something positive. Find positive role models. Keep working towards something that's very important to you. When you get that, keep going. Strive for more. Never settle. Ever. Don't settle in a relationship. Don't settle and get comfortable in the job you're at. If you think you're worth more, fight for more. It's corny, but the sky's the limit. That's a really good saying. And even that, think about it. Neil Armstrong, he went to the moon. He didn't even let the sky be his limit. There is no such thing as limitations. It's all in your mind. I just hope that some people listen to these words and take them to heart, and maybe it helps them and it gives them the push that they need to get going or to keep going, or to wake up the next day and say, you know what, I'm worth it. Life is worth it. It could always be worse. Remember the good. Don't hyper-focus on the bad. There's always negative people out there. People that talk behind your back. People that say, oh, did you hear this? Did you hear that? Don't let it get to you. There's always going to be people like that. The sad fact of the matter is they're unhappy in their own life, so they have to make you unhappy, or try to. Don't let them win. You're better. Each and every person has it within themselves to do whatever they set forth to do. Don't give up. Start somewhere. Baby steps. I don't care if it's a walk around the block, if it's a walk to the end of the driveway, or if you're depressed, call a friend, talk to him for a minute. Do whatever it takes to get you out of your funk. You'd be surprised sometimes. A simple phone call, 2 minutes, can take a day where you're just doing nothing but having a pity party, being a complete vagina about little minuscule problems. You call somebody up. You start telling them a story. You make them laugh. They make you laugh. Next thing you know, you're in a better mood. You decide, hey, I was just going to sit here and be lazy, but now I'm in a pretty good mood. I think I'll go for a walk. I think I'll go play some golf, shoot some hoops, go for a bike ride. Whatever your thing is, do it. Don't quit until you're happy. And even then, like I've said this whole time, do not settle. Do not get comfortable. Never. Always want more. Mentally, emotionally, physically. Never, ever settle for mediocrity in your life. Reach forth, set forth, strive for excellence. And next thing you know, you'll be the top dog in whatever it is you do. Even if it's only in your own mind. Because there's always going to be the one-uppers. Oh, you did this, I did that. It doesn't matter. For me, I compete with myself. I push myself to the next level. I don't say, oh, well, so-and-so did this, so I'm going to do this just because I can. If I come across that way, I apologize. It's not how it's meant to be. I set my own goals, I meet those goals, and then I smash those goals. And go even further the next time. I lived 10 years worth of mediocrity, worth of settling, worth of just sitting around, not giving a shit about what tomorrow would bring. It was the same thing day in and day out, and it was a sad, sad existence. Waking up and doing the same thing again. And probably the next day. Basically waiting to die. Then I found myself. I found self-love. I found my worth. I found out that you don't need somebody else to validate you as a person. You only need to believe in yourself. You only need your own thoughts to validate your existence, your meaning in life. But don't ever stop questioning what that might be, what you can do to contribute to society, to yourself, to people around you. Be a role model. Be a positive influence. Be an inspiration. Don't be a lazy jerk. Don't be a negative person. Don't bring other people down. Don't make fun of other people. Don't shame other people for any reason. I'll be the first to tell you that karma bit me in the ass in a hard way. When I was younger, I used to make fun of fat people all the damn time. I thought it was hilarious. I didn't understand why they were the way they were. Then look what happened. 404 pounds. I blew up. And I had to fight, and I'm still fighting to keep that off to get back to where I am now. And I'll tell you what, my body has the proof to tell you the story that I've lived, and I don't regret it. A lot of people are ashamed and say, oh, well, look at me now, look what happened. It's kind of like a map, a story to your life. It says, this is where I was, this is where I'm at. And if you're a decent person, you realize that you step back and you think to yourself, what have I said, what have I done to other people to make them feel like crap? And I've done a lot, I've said a lot. I'm trying to change, and hopefully for the better. I'm trying to raise my son to think the same way